You know I love pettyology. The pettier, the better. This look on Meghan's face at the end is everything. Whoa, satisfying. You go, girl. Well played, ladies. Say what now, Daily Fail? Gwyneth didn't take down Meghan. Gwyneth and Meghan took down the Daily Fail, and we love to see it. My kind of tea.
I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?
This is what you call a mic drop moment. Just posted on Meghan's Instagram, reposted from Gwyneth Paltrow, who obviously in the press right now, everyone's saying that they're having some kind of, I don't know, some kind of issue between them. There's no issue. Watch this.
I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?
I find it incredible that people still talk about, oh, you know, Meghan and Harry all wanted their privacy, and yet they're still out there doing, you know, being public. But what they always wanted was control. And I think the main control was over their children. So Meghan obviously releases photos like this, which I think is beautiful because we don't see their faces. It's their children. They're being kept in out of the public spotlight because they're not paraded around like other kids. But obviously we are being shown their family life, because I'm sure you'll remember this.
Excuse me. As a parent, could I ask you to respect my children's space?
Yes.
Harry had an upbringing which he spoke about in his book. You know, he hated it. He hated being in the public glare, hated having the paparazzi hound him. And obviously we all know about the whole hacking scandal. He's saving his kids from that. You have to respect them for that. They're trying to have the best life for their children without having the harassment and the bullying that comes with it. So Meghan and Harry are taking it full force, as we see, but they're not allowing their children to have that same experience. And that can only be respected.
While y'all are being weird on the internet and coming up with conspiracy theories, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is quite literally in Gwyneth Paltrow's kitchen, having tea. Think about that for a second. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Gwyneth Paltrow collaborated on some Instagram stories, and it basically squashed a lot of the insider information that was speaking about a rift between the two of them and competition. Whoever is new on her team, there has been a stark change in how the approach to all of this has been from her camp. Whoever it was deserves a raise. And so now I'm sitting here being like, I wonder what they're going to say, because all of these people had a lot to say about Gwyneth hating the Duchess. Come to find out, they're friends. You know what? I hope Gwyneth Paltrow shows up on season 2 of With Love Meghan just for the plot. Do I wish this would stop the trolling? Of course. Do I know that it won't? Yes. But it's just moments like this that we need to hold on to. I don't believe anything until she posts it. And that's what we should all be doing. Okay, thank you.
Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, just added some new items on her now Shop My site. For those of you who were paying attention, yesterday, Meghan Sussex debuted her Shop My site, where she added some of her favorite clothes where you can now purchase, and some of it will have affiliate links. But now she added some beauty products. But it was one particular product that she added amongst all these beauty products that just had me laughing. It's this one right here. Right here. Oh, wait. It's this one right here. A lot of body, control me, edge gel, aka edge control. I don't know why sometimes these little things like this provides me humor, because I think it's more so that a lot of people try to, like, first off, if you know, you know. But I think because it's a lot of the haters who just try to use Meghan's race for their own agenda, and they try to use that against her to kind of like justify their hatred towards her. And it's just little things like this that just remind you that, you know, there's a lot of things that goes into the Black experience for a Black American. It's our experience in this country. It's definitely our skin color, and it's this right here. It's this hair. Now, me, I don't need edge control because I'm a male, but if you know, you know.
I'm in the middle of doing my hair, and I actually think that it's very appropriate to kind of explain the frustration I have right now, because I'm not getting anything. I am legitimately not getting a single thing that she is selling because I cannot, because unfortunately I'm in the midst of doing something else. Everything will be sold out by the time I go to look at it. Everything will be sold out by the time I go to look at it. Mind you, I was like, I'm not going to mention this bag because I don't want people to buy it. It's a $5,000 bag. Like, if you got money like that right now, you deserve to buy it. But this is my Birkin, and I saw Meghan carrying the black version of this bag, I think. I'd probably get like 2 or 3 versions of it, and I think this is a canvas material, which I had said, I'm never going to buy a canvas bag. I would buy this one. I would buy this one in a heartbeat. And I've been thinking about it, but again, going back to the fact that like it's a $5,000 bag. I want to buy a house in the next year, so I'm going to hold off on buying it at least brand new. If I see it under 5, if you see me with it, just know. But genuinely, I am so excited for her for this because she is making so much money for other people. Every time she wears something, it sells out. Every time she mentions something, it goes viral. Like, you know, her haters make a lot of money off of her. And I've said this before and I will say it again. Her haters make a lot of money. I showed that video of how there are pages that aren't necessarily dedicated to her that constantly are posting videos and pictures of her. There's pages that are dedicated to hating her, and you can't tell me that that's not fan behavior, because what do you mean you're spending every waking moment looking up articles, finding photos, compiling them into a video, editing down that video, and posting it online? I don't care if you say, well, I get paid for it. Yeah, but you gotta like it a little bit. You gotta like her a little bit. There's something in you that is either so drawn to her that you cannot resist, or you're like a little bit crazy. Insane even. But I'm glad that she's able to profit off of her image, and especially if you have talked about any influencer, singer, songwriter, actor, actress, anyone who has like a public image, has a skill or has an art that has been exploited, and you want them to get paid, you would definitely stand by her, and understanding that she again makes people a lot of money, and it is definitely worth it for her to make money off of herself and the things that she loves and likes, if other people can too. But that's my 2 cents. And I was going to wait till I was all done with my hair. But you know what? Just like those pieces in her closet, it's needs to get out quickly. Those things are going to be gone quickly. It is what it is.
What the hell we gonna do now?
Hi everyone, so we have some really exciting news. So Meghan Sussex, aka Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has just dropped her newest trailer from Lemonada Media on her newest podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. The official trailer is about 2 minutes long. Now, unfortunately, I would love to show you guys the trailer, but TikTok has been getting on me recently for copyright infringement. And honestly, I need the money right now, so I can't take that risk. But I have some options for you guys if you want to go listen to it. The first option would be Apple Podcasts. Now, I personally use Apple Podcasts, and I think Apple Podcasts is amazing. But if you don't have that, you guys can use Spotify and Amazon Music as well. I've also seen people on Twitter posting the clip if you guys have no access to any of this. Basically, you will join Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, to hear the unfiltered stories behind the success of notable female founders. The show launches April 8th, whenever you get your podcasts. Definitely hit subscribe now so you'll never miss out on an episode. Now, like I said, I can tell you I will be listening. This is a screenshot from Apple Podcast. Overall, I am very, very excited, and I cannot wait for the full episodes to drop on April 8th. If you made it this far, maybe I'll play a little tiny part of the clip, but just enough so that TikTok will keep it up. Okay, take a look here.
I'm Meghan, and this is Confessions of a Female Founder.
Like I said, that's all I can play because TikTok is very sensitive, but if you want to listen to the full thing, like I said, you can go on any of those apps or simply just go to Twitter and listen to it. Once again, I'm very, very excited. I am loving this new Meghan era. I mean, from as ever to, you know, With Love Meghan to now her podcast. Like, she is on a grind. She is cooking, and I love that for her. Everyone, make sure you go check out the trailer, and remember, April 8th is when the podcast drops, so make sure you guys go stream it, go listen to it, everything, all that good stuff. And yeah, have a great day.
Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. The Meghan Markle / Sussex sparkle effect continues. I just loved waking up to this today. If you didn't know, this is Gwyneth Paltrow's own Instagram account. She's going live answering questions from her followers, including, are you comprehending the Meghan Markle beef that social media says that you two have? The camera turns, and who's in Gwyneth's kitchen? Meghan eating cake like Gwyneth, having a great time and having a great chat. It's just a brilliant piece of homemade comedy / parody. And this proves the traditional media are losing their fight to win the hearts and minds of fans. Full stop. Whether they're fans of celebrities, fans of sport, whatever, they are losing grip. Because as Meghan's shown us with her own Instagram account, launching her own huge business with Netflix, you can cut the media out. You can broadcast directly to the public, a bit like I'm doing now, but obviously mine is on a bit of a smaller scale. You can broadcast directly and show the truth. This made me literally lol when I saw it this morning. As ever, comments are open. Have a brilliant Wednesday. Let me know what you think.
Who's the royal trendsetter here? Just a small snippet, but I'll share the dates in a moment. This princess does not gatekeep her fashion contacts, and people want to know when she wears something, it sells out. And I love the fact that she still wears J. Crew and Banana Republic. Those who have followed her since Suits and The Tag, you'll remember that she had a collaboration with Reitman's clothing store in Canada. And this was her style before she met Harry. And this was her style when she was a full-time working royal in the UK, and she did a collaboration with SmartWorks, a charity that provides professional clothing for women who are returning to the workforce. And of course, this is her style now that she's back in the US. And I love her style, whether she's, going about her day on her Montecito estate, or shooting an episode of her worldwide top 10 Netflix show with Love Meghan, or going to special events. Oh yeah, the dates of a couple of events. These were both taken in 2022, February and December, September 2022, and the following May. The trendsetter here is Meghan Sussex.
Imagine you have a portfolio of your work and you have to take it in and, show off your chops in the reporting space. And this is the headline you have to, with a straight face, present to some committee. Meghan was not the first royal influencer. Catherine's ancestor did it first.
If you have to pull 6 times back,
8 generations,
prove that you are not racist and that you have not said or done racist things,
right?
We have a problem here.
The British media would probably literally, actually, if they could, dig up a woman's ancestor rather than faithfully engaging in a conversation about contemporary race issues. That's where we're at.
In this article, they have this writer and academic of the Martineau Society saying that she was much more influential and radical than Meghan. Well, yeah, she also could be as a white woman.
She's also dead, and we have seen how... Sorry.
Wow, too soon.
We also have the hindsight available to us to see that she was an abolitionist and slavery did eventually end. You know what I mean? Like, Meghan has been doing this stuff for 5 years now without the royal family. Like, obviously she hasn't had an entire life of impact.
Wasn't this kind of what you wanted from her, to not be political and all that talk like Meghan's just trying to run for president and who does she think she is and they're not supposed to be political? And now I guess Harriet wasn't sprinkling flowers, but she was spreading joy. Like, what do you want? The show came out about 2 weeks ago. We still want to milk it for all it's worth. What else can we talk about here? What else can we talk about to bring in Meghan's name and Catherine's and get clicks?
While Meghan is currently focused on promoting a domestic ideal, she has made no secret of her political leanings, describing herself as a feminist and champion of human rights and gender equity. How is that any different than Miss Martineau being an abolitionist and a social reformer.
This is a nothing burger.
It's just another example of moving the goalposts again for Meghan. You know, first it's, well, actually, did these white people know more about race than Harry and Meghan? And now it's, okay. Sure, Meghan can be a feminist and a leading, well, they call her an influencer, even though she clearly says she doesn't see herself as an influencer. But this dead white woman also did it better. It's like, what are we doing here?
Meghan Markle is sharing a rare photo of her and Prince Harry's kids. The Duchess of Sussex's lifestyle brand, As Ever, shares this snap to Instagram on March 24th with the simple caption, "Every day is a love story." The snap shows Meghan from behind with her 5-year-old son Archie and 3-year-old daughter Lilibet by her side. Meghan and Lilibet both wear sun hats while Archie's red hair is on full display, a trait both children inherited from their dad, Prince Harry. In addition to the rare photo of their kids, Meghan captions a video she shares on her Instagram stories on March 23rd, which shows a flock of birds flying in the sky, quote, "Flying into the week with my family. Thanks to my H for capturing this." She also gives a glimpse into her family's weekend snacks, posting a video of her making banana boats topped with berries, granola, and her signature strawberry jam from her recently launched lifestyle brand, As Ever. Released on March 4th, the first season of With Love, Meghan features the Suits alum sharing her cooking tips and recipes, as well as other tiny tidbits into her home life with husband Prince Harry and their kids Archie Harrison and Lilibet Lily Diana. The series, which has already been renewed for a second season, is Meghan's first TV show since she and Harry stepped back from their duties as senior royals and relocated to the United States in 2020.
I told you guys, Cherry's always in my comment sections, making an ass out of herself. No, Cherry, Meghan's not selling clothes. She is simply showing people where she buys the clothes. Because when she wears something, it is in high demand, and items get sold out within minutes. It's called the Meghan effect. And if you had a brain, you would realize this is great for small business and the economy. Keep on hating, girl, because we will continue to live for and love Meghan, Sussex.
I am about to end the debate on whether or not Meghan was raised by a black woman. On her Instagram earlier, she released a link to a list of products that you can shop, whether it's for hair, if it's makeup, skincare, lip care, as well as her closet that you can shop. But there was one item in particular that stood out. And I said, oh, well, this ends the conflict once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, Lotta Body Control Me Edge Gel. If you lived, whether you are a mixed household, specifically with a black mama though, or you are an African American that grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s when this company reached its peak, my mom had straight hair, and we had Lotta Body in our home. It don't matter if you're a mixed race and you have a silkier hair texture, if your hair is permed or whatever, you need some edge control. 2 things we know. 1, she has edges. 2, they're laid. That is black influence. That is Doria Ragland. Because the Markles would never. Those edges are laid down every single time. Every single time. Case closed. And thank you so much for watching. Mwah.
You need to see this.
Yes, ranking member. My answer yesterday was based on my recollection, or the lack thereof, on the details that were posted there. I was not, and what was shared today reflects the fact that I was not directly involved with that part of the Signal chat, and replied at the end, reflecting the effects, the very brief effects that the National Security Advisor had shared.
So it's your testimony that less than 2 weeks ago, you were on a Signal chat that had all of this information about F-18s and MQ-9 Reapers and targets on strike, and you in that 2-week period simply forgot that that was there. That's your testimony?
My testimony is I did not recall the exact details of what was included there.
That was not your testimony. Your testimony was that you were not aware of anything related to weapons packages, targets, and timing.
As the testimony yesterday continued on, there were further questions related to that. where I acknowledged that there was a conversation about weapons, and I don't remember the exact wording that I used, but I did not recall the specific details that were included.
Director Gabbard, you've reasserted that there was no classified information. I think we can all agree that that information shouldn't have been out there. But let me ask you this. Are you familiar with the ODNI's classification guidance?
I'm familiar.
I've actually got a copy right here. If I read you a part of that guidance, I wonder if you could tell me what the level of classification indicated is. I'm reading from your classification guidance. And the criteria is information providing indication or advance warning that the U.S. or its allies are preparing an attack. Do you recall what your own guidance would suggest that be classified?
I don't have the specifics in front of me, but it would point to what was shared would fall under the DoD's classification system and the Secretary of Defense's authority.
So let me help you, because there's a very clear answer. I guess you don't have it, but information providing, this is the ODNI guidance, information providing indication or advance warning that the U.S. or its allies are preparing an attack should be classified as top secret. Do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree with that. I just point out that the DoD classification guidance is separate from the ODNI's classification guidance.
Do you think it would be materially different?
Ultimately, the Secretary of Defense holds the authority to classify or declassify.
Do you think it's likely that DoD guidance is materially different from what I just read?
I haven't reviewed the DoD guidance, so I can't comment.
Director Gabbard, a lot of this suggests sort of a lack of sobriety. When there's punch emojis and fire emojis, it's a lack of sobriety. I don't mean that literally. But I have one last question for you, because I think people really listen to what you have to say. You, on March 15th, as DNI, retweeted a post from Ian Miles Chong, who is listed on RT, that's Russia Today's website, as, quote, a political and cultural commentator who has contributed content to RT since at least 2022. Director Gabbard, do you think that it's responsible for you as head of the intelligence community and the presidential intelligence advisor to retweet posts from individuals affiliated with Russian state media?
That retweet came from my personal account, and I would have to go back to look at the substance of the tweet.
Can I, just so that we don't have a lack of confusion amongst our allies and enemies and us, can I act perhaps that you not think that you should be saying one thing on your personal account than you say officially?
I maintain my First Amendment rights to be able to express my own personal views on different issues.
Thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
You cannot tell me Tulsi Gabbard is not a Russian asset. At the very least, she's a national security liability.
So, of course, little Marco Rubio is the best candidate to want to change the narrative in the media away from the January 6th Commission to draw attention to how horrible the Democrats are with fentanyl deaths and the border and gas prices, etc., because he's good at moving away from the narrative that he doesn't want to say. Because let's remember, in 1990, he was arrested at the Alice Wainwright Park for being arrested for being a gay prostitute, in which the cop said he had very white teeth, which only means that in the dark of night in the park, he was grinning ear to ear, honey, because he was getting a slice of that tang, bitch. So you can try to change your narrative all you want, honey, but we see you. It's Gay Pride Month, and I just wanted to bring you around to remembering who you are, bitch.
You know, Republicans have warned us for 10 years what would happen if we hired people based on their skin color and their gender instead of their merit. And I am terrified to say that they were right. Because this right here is 4-star General Lloyd Austin. He was not hired due to his gender or skin color. He was hired on merit. And as the Secretary of Defense for Joe Biden's entire tenure as president, General Austin never once texted top secret military plans to a journalist 2 hours before an attack. And this is Admiral Lisa Franchetti. She served the United States Navy for 40 years. Just like General Austin, she never once in those 40 years accidentally texted top secret military plans to a journalist 2 hours before an attack. And this is General C.Q. Brown, also hired and promoted on merit. He served the United States Air Force for 41 years, including 3,000 flight hours and 130 hours in combat. And you'll never believe it, but in those 41 years of service, he never once accidentally texted top secret military plans to a journalist 2 hours before an attack. And this is Pete Hegseth, selected by Donald Trump to replace General Austin as Secretary of Defense for reasons we can both see and understand. And you wouldn't believe it, but within 8 weeks of his confirmation, he accidentally texted top secret military plans about an attack to a journalist 2 hours before the attack.
K Hood asks, why do y'all think it's bad for the government to dismantle the education system? Doesn't that mean it'll be in the hands of the state? Why is that not better? I'm genuinely asking, so don't get up under here with no disrespectful stuff. Well, I hope this video helps. Here's a picture of Ruby Bridges, somebody that was denied access to education under the guise of states' rights. She had to be escorted into her elementary school by National Guards because the state of Louisiana believed it was their right to deny black children of equal access to education. States' rights. Here's a picture of James Meredith. This happened in the state of Mississippi, where he was being denied access to Ole Miss University because in that state, they believed it was their right to deny access to wherever they wanted to in their institutions. See, historically speaking, states' rights has never really benefited us, and literally it was used to justify keeping us on the plantation. Speaking of the plantation, you know what was illegal? Reading. They wanted to use states' rights to keep us on the plantation where reading was illegal. And education in our country is a civil right, but when it's left to states' rights, we see that certain people in our community will not get access to it. The descendants of the Confederacy always said the South will rise again, and when we see the dismantling of the federal education, that's one of the notions of the South rising again. Here's a picture of these women known as the Daughters of the Confederacy. When we leave education up to the states, individuals like them get to teach our children that not only was slavery beneficial to our ancestors, the Civil War was all due to those tyrants up north not being able to let us folks down south live our lives, where they want to keep us on the plantation again, where reading was illegal and was all left up to the states. Those women of the Confederacy, they literally bake in the lost cause narratives into our curriculum. What's the lost cause narrative? It literally interprets the Civil War that downplays the role of slavery and the cause of war, emphasizing that it was about states' rights and secession. Now, some folks' argument is that we need to defund and dismantle education because they ain't doing a good job. Our children read below their grade levels. They suck at doing arithmetic and science. This obviously proves the federal Department of Education not doing a good job. And when y'all do that, I like to point out that all those issues are symptoms of lack of funding, which means that defunding or dismantling this department will not help in those things. I would argue it makes them worse. Think about it. It's not ironic that down south, they love talking about states' rights and thinking about how the incarcerality of black men, the criminalization of black men is used to justify a lot of their profits, like in the prison system, right? Here's what we think about Head Start. That's something that's given to us by the Department of Education. Here's what it says. Compared to siblings who did not attend, Head Start graduates demonstrated improved educational attainment, adult health status, and wages, and decreased grade repetition and incarceration rates for black males. When we leave education up to the states and we see that things like Head Start decrease incarceration, they're going to make it where you want to be a property of the state, which means we have to have a decrease in funding of education. We see that the Head Start stats show that. This current administration wants to privatize education, leaving it up for the corporations and making it where our children that's in the inner cities throughout this country, especially down south, is left out to fend for themselves. That usually leads to them having all type of issues with, addiction and leading to incarceration. Let's explain further why the orange man wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Oklahoma ranks 49th in the country, and you see that the entire state voted for him. Not only is it a direct correlation between being educated and voting for the orange man, we know in states like Oklahoma, where they receive federal funding, they state didn't really invest in public funding. So we know that if you take more educational funding from states like Oklahoma, it is literally takes the quality of education more down. Now, y'all know my motto is education is elevation. And I believe that to be true. The reason why they're dismantling education and defunding it because they don't want us to be elevated. Think about it. Research over me search.
The Inspector General reported that the error rate in Social Security was less than 1%, and it was an error rate that you wanted to improve upon. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. But in his State of the Union address, listened to by millions and millions of Americans, President Trump suggested that, quote, millions and millions, end of quote, of Social Security checks are going out to people who are between the ages of 140 and 360 years old. Millions and millions of checks. You've just acknowledged what is true, is that the error rate in Social Security is less than 1%, 99 point whatever of the people who get their checks paid into the system and deserve those checks. So what I want to ask you is, do you think that President Trump was just expressing an outrageous lie, which I happen to believe, trying to undermine Social Security, or was he just grossly uninformed about the reality?
I think what the president was representing, which further was represented again and proven to be accurate, is that there were millions of Social Security records that did not have people deceased.
Let's not play with words. What you have just acknowledged is that in 2024, the Social Security Administration paid out over 99 point whatever % to people eligible. The error rate was less than 1%. Millions and millions and millions of people, 200 or 300 years of age, did not get checks. Is that true?
What I represented was that a 1% error rate in a mission critical function like Social Security is way too high.
I agree
and
with you. Excuse me, I don't have much time. Sorry. President said millions and millions of people. You're saying, and you're right, less than 1%. You want to improve it? You're right. Let's do it. President was lying. And what he was trying to do was undermine the foundations of Social Security by saying the system is out of control.
Hello, my people. Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. It's so dark. But guess what? I had to make this video. Because I'm telling you, the excitement is real. You know, I hate conflict. I do not like people. I do not like watching people fight. I do not like people sit down and just start hating on each other for no reason. And especially nowadays here, it's a racial thing that's happening around. People, isn't this thing real old? Them people who taught you that racism were wrong. We do not have nothing against nobody. If you look at this planet really well, black people, we do not hate people. We do not discriminate. We are actually most loving people out here on this planet. Just imagine with everything that's happened to us. And guess what? We're still here. And we still rise. And we are out here loving on everybody. But everybody's out here hating on us. You know, most of those races out here, when you see hate, most of the time, it's another race hating on black people. Go to Asia. See how black people are treated. cross the border the other side of Mexico. Yes. Go to Dominican Republic. Go a little bit to all those Puerto Rico around here. You will see everybody else hates a black person, but a black person is always sitting there celebrating everybody. Y'all, stop that hate. We have nothing against y'all. And these tabloids, stop putting Hollywood stars against each other. Are you ashamed now? I can't wait to see y'all little faces. I can't wait to see y'all hate. I can't wait to see y'all. Y'all always go like, so and so and so spoke with so and so and so, and they said this such stuff about Meghan. You put in every single Hollywood person there is against Meghan, but the person who sold into it is that Justine. That stupid face look, she looks like one of them old Chinese shoes that they used to make with a one toe in front. Like a little mouse face. That person who was who started in a movie before I was born. In 1980 started in one movie. Popped out here to call Princess Meghan all kind of names. So some of those Hollywood people are buying into the hate. But some people like Gwyneth Paltrow, they do not do that. I thought all this while she was a good actress, but guess what? I was almost in sin. You know, these tabloids will make you sin, I tell you that. So this one here should be a big lesson for the Success Squad. Before we drag anyone, before we call anybody, we say anybody's name, we need to wait for them to come out here and step out and say the name of Duchess Success before we stand up. Because guess what? I was about to sin. I was about to throw some shade on the sister, and the sister was damn innocent. She popped out. Oh, the way she shut these people off. Today, I'm sure all them tabloids ain't gonna sleep. I wonder, this one with the Hollywood symbol behind her. That one Hollywood sign. The one in Hollywood. That one in California. Who wishes she was married to the prince? Man, I've seen girls that guy used to date, but none of them looked like you, Kinsey. Damn, girl. You need to go check yourself. You need to go check yourself in those Weight Watchers box. You know, that thing never even worked on Oprah Winfrey. So I don't know if it's really going to work on you, but God bless you anyway. You know? Yeah, God bless you anyway. You need to go check yourself. All of them came out here. Guess what? We just saw Gwyneth Paltrow was just throwing shade on Meghan, telling Meghan that if she filmed in her house, she made a biscuit in her house. Well, if she made a biscuit in her house, which one is Meghan's problem? Meghan has a home, and she just doesn't want to show it to heinous people like you. Hateful human beings like you. Made from a heinous DNA, twisted DNA from cousin and uncle and nephews and uncles and aunties. You are not normal. You were born from incest, for God's sake. With this much hate, tell me that somebody who gave birth to you was a different person from a different family who just came into your family. No. You were born from the same DNA. And that's why you are the way you are, because there is not anything that can explain that much hate that you have towards some innocent black woman that you do not even know. Calling her mother all kind of names because of her look. Just imagine if we were just calling all of y'all guys based on your looks, because I tell you the looks on you, them faces, lots of y'all guys' faces, I don't know why y'all even call that beauty. Because I tell you what, we call beauty standard down here, y'all guys can't pass lots of y'all guys. There's heinous races. And for some reason, all of y'all races look a different way. When you find the blacks, the white sisters, the white brothers with good hair, they all look cute. But the weird ones, girl, they need to call God and ask why they were born the way they were. They need to call God and ask God, why did you create me this way? Because, whoa, brother, you just made me look way different. You did me disservice, God. And therefore, I'm just going to sit down here and hate on black people because they just darn so cute. These people, they come up like a sword. So they are expert in hate. This expert came and said this one here. So the person that Gwyneth Paltrow went spoke to, that person's name is Bash Off or F Off. Just listen to the name. Do they just come up with those names, or those names really exist? I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit confused. So Boss Off or Us Off or Ass Off. This person went and spoke with Gwyneth Paltrow about Princess Meghan. Y'all need to leave this lady alone. Leave her with her goop alone. I don't know what that goop really is. I'm going to start looking into it right now here. And all of y'all, Sussex Squad, let's go follow the sister, because she did show us she ain't know nothing like these twisted chromosome people. She just showed y'all that she ain't none of those, okay? She's a good actress, so y'all go follow her. Watch all her movies. Everything that she does should turn into gold, like the same thing that what Duchess of Sussex does should turn into gold. We're gonna pray for those two queens. They did a wonderful work, and that little second video just came down here and shut down all the heinous UK press. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. I've never even expected something like that to happen, but a girl, God bless this queen and God bless her business. Yeah, and right now I'm just waiting for them to pop up. I'm waiting for them to pop out here in season 2 Meghan show. Have them beautiful queens eat good food, because guess what? They know how to shut up the hate. They know how to call out the bullies with 2 words. They're just confused. Y'all confused these beautiful women with that talent. And I heard these people were actually also looking for Dolly Parton to come out to go have some tea with the Mambos. So right now, all those people are turning towards the Hollywood stars, huh? I've always known those people always wanted to become a Hollywood stars, but bad thing, they ain't got no talents. That's bad news for them. Did y'all see a few minutes ago, Bullion popped out here directing a movie? Did y'all see that? Well, he was recording a movie, one or the other. Y'all saw it a few minutes ago. But guess what? Prince Harry is really producing real stuff down here in Hollywood. He's doing real work. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And meanwhile, these dreamers, Pete and repeat, want to show people that they are also relevant. But they are also looking to get some friends in Hollywood. I saw Bullion feud months ago with Tom Cruise. He wishes he was Tom Cruise. But brother, all those ain't gonna work for you. All of them ain't not gonna work. Because you're not too lucky. Your brother is lucky. And you be watching your brother hanging around Hollywood, doing all good. The dude is really living his dream life. the dude is really on beaches when y'all guys' ass is freezing out there. And you jelly, huh? You jelly? You jealous? You're miserable people. You never gonna be no damn king. Nobody from your family is gonna become, from your descendants, is gonna become king. None of them. God, do whatever you wanna do. Stop this hate. Stop these people. Huh? Guys, please subscribe to Isabella Back's channel. Go subscribe to my brother Baron channel. Go to all the sexist-friendly channels. Let's get all the sisters and brothers 10 times the subscribers. And do not forget to also follow Gwyneth Paltrow so she could see the forest down here. We don't play. And yes, I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.